For nearly 6 years, Ather has stood for performance electric mobility, offering us a thrilling ride with a 450 platform. But from 2024 onwards, the company is seeking a change in direction. It wants to provide you with something that is more homely, something that is more family friendly, and something that can be comfortably used with every single member of your family and not just the ones who are young at heart. So does the Ather Rizta seal the Rishta for your family's commuting needs? Well, straight off the bat, you can notice that the Ather Rizta looks nothing like the 450X or the 450S. It has a typical conservative yet stylish design language, and it does remind you a little bit of the TVS iQ, but that feeling sort of disappears once you get aboard the scooter. And once again, it doesn't feel that cramped or sporty like the 450X or the 450S, which put off a lot of buyers from buying that scooter. So in that sense, the seat height of 780 mm is easily accessible for shorter riders. For larger riders, the seat is flat and wide, so they can move around in the saddle fairly easily. And even the floor space is incredibly large, as it can gobble up a small suitcase, so even taller riders won't mind it as much. And as we know, this is the longest seat ever fitted to an Indian scooter. So two extremely large riders can sit on it very comfortably.
Even the 165 mm of ground clearance is decent enough to crawl over any major humps that one might encounter on their daily commute. The 190 kilo heft is a bit much to hustle in the parking, but nothing too strenuous on the go. Sadly, there's no main stand to prop the Rishta on, something that Ather feels isn't quite as necessary for electric scooters, as there is no kick-starting the electric motor as you would on an ICE scooter.
So clearly, Ather has addressed the comfort angle from the 450s on the ergonomics front. But what about the ride quality? Now this is where the Rishta doesn't feel quite as family friendly. Now they have definitely worked on the ride quality aspect, and it is a little bit softer than what the 450s are. But the finesse of it, or the comfiness levels on the Rishta, are not quite up to the level which you expect from a family scooter like the Ather, the Access, the Jupiter, or even for that matter the iQ. It feels especially tossy at the rear when you're going over broken stretches of tarmac or bumpy bad roads, which the other family scooters feel mushy and comfy in that sense. So Ather needs to tune this to be a bit softer and more pliant than what it currently is. Thankfully, there's quite a lot of under-seat storage space on the Rishta, enough to fit my jacket as well as my daily riding backpack. Now, Ather claims that the under-seat storage space will also gobble up 2 half-face helmets or 1 full-face basic ISI one. But in case if you wear something like this, which is far better, and I urge you that you should be wearing better helmets, well then this wouldn't be able to fit inside over there. But having said that, yes, the Rishta might not be the most comfortable ride, but it definitely scores high on the convenience factor. Now, the two must-have accessories if you're seriously considering the Rishta are the USB charging hub, which is located underneath the seat, so you can charge devices on the go. But more importantly, what you must get is this Thela, or at least that's what Tarun Mehta likes to call it. It is basically a boot storage organizer to carry all your knickknacks and your groceries, plus it gets a handle so that you can easily lift it out from the seat and take it to your homes and unload all your groceries and stuff. Now it is just so simple and cool, and we wonder why no one else could come up with this clever bit sooner for their own scooters. Well done, Ather.
As it is built on the existing 450 platform, the Rista's handling was bound to be quite decent. It isn't sharp or corner happy, but fairly neutral and sure-footed when negotiating the bends. The tires are a bit of the low rolling resistance kind, and yet the grip levels were far more than adequate for the task at hand. The Rishta stopped decently too. For a CBS setup, the rear end does tend to step out slightly under hard braking, but nothing to worry about in general. We were riding the mid-spec 2.9 kWh Z version of the Rishta. The motor has a peak power rating of 4.3 kW and the top speed is restricted to 80 km per hour. The claimed real-world range in Smart Eco is 100 km and would drop down to about 75-80 km in zip mode.
So Ather has kept the riding experience on the Rishta fairly simple and honest performance is delivered at all times. If you purchase the scooter with the Pro Pack, you get two riding modes, Smart Eco and Zip. In Smart Eco, the scooter is able to easily commute at speeds up to 50 km/h, but it tends to get slightly monotonous. Hence, if you want that little bit extra oomph, you're better off staying in Zip mode, where you have that right balance of effortless commuting with a little bit more juice on hand to make overtakes to get past slow traffic. Now mind you, when we got this scooter, it was around at 85% charge and we were primarily riding it in the Zip at speeds above 55-60 km per hour to give you all the action shots for this video, and hence we were using the battery a fair bit more. And in that sense, we got around 43-45 kilometers on a single charge. But how much is it in the real world scenarios? Well, Ather claims it to be 100 kilometers in Smart Eco and I guess around 75-80 kilometers in Zip. But for a proper figure, we will find that out once we get the scooter for a thorough real world road test. With the introduction of the Ather Stack 6, Ather has introduced safety features on the Rishta that even the 450s don't get. For starters, the magic twist feature which we first saw on the 450 Apex is present here as well. And this uses forced regenerative braking with a negative throttle to bring the scooter to a complete halt at any given battery state of charge. Now this is a superb feature, but it requires time and muscle memory to get used to. It has slide control, which is basically traction control, but Ather claims that it is better than that because on an electric two-wheeler, it can be monitored 1,000 times faster than an ICE two-wheeler. Hence, Ather says that the intervention levels over here are far smoother, and we tend to agree because we really couldn't feel the traction control or the slide control in this regard kicking in. Lastly, among the many other features, the Rishta comes with live location sharing to a preset contact without you having to remove your phone in order to do so. Now, we couldn't test that feature out here because it's still under development, but one would be able to do so once you get the Rishta during the time of deliveries. And the way you send out this live location to the contact is by pressing the joy cube in a particular direction thrice. What that particular direction is still under development, but we'll get to that once we get this scooter for a proper real-world road test. But do you think this feature is cool and how well it would integrate into your daily life? Do let me know in the comments. तो क्या हम ये रिश्ता पक्का समझे आपका और रिश्ता का? Is this a perfect family scooter for all members of the family? Well, it's almost there, because you can sit on it in a rather comfortable manner. The convenience on offer is incredible. The performance is honest and likable. And it has a fair few tech goodies that can seamlessly integrate into your daily life. But the ride quality on offer is still a little bit on the firmer side, and hence you will find it to be a bit tossy. So if you're looking for a family scooter that has the ethos of a family scooter, this fits the bill, provided that the roads surrounding or the roads that you usually commute on are brilliant. Then you should definitely consider the Rishta. But for everyone else, you might want to hold off, or we'll get to that once we get this scooter for a proper real-world road test. What do you think about the Rishta? Do let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and share this video, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell notification icon, follow us on our Instagram page because we bring cool automotive content there as well. But before I end this video, I implore you to always wear riding gear. Stay safe on your rides, always wear a helmet. Thank you so much for watching.